Hello dear viewers, my name is Fardeen Nouri and I'm an immigration consultant in Germany. Today I would like to explain for you what the refugee protection, which in German it's called Flüchtlingseigenschaft, Flüchtlingsanerkennung or Flüchtlingsschutz is, and what its privileges are and what you should do after getting this type of a protection from the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany. In fact, the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany decides on the asylum applications of the asylum seekers based on both national and international and European laws. That's why, in addition to entitlement to asylum, which I explained for you in my last video, there are also other types of protections given by this office, which I will explain them all one after the other in this video and in my upcoming videos in this YouTube channel. After you apply for an asylum at the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany, if you get a refugee protection from this office will send its decision on your asylum application via post to you in German language with its translation in your native language. In this decision, this office will write to you the type of protection you have got, the reasons for this type of protection you have got, and your rights and duties with this type of protection. If you get a refugee protection, which in German it's called Flüchtlingseigenschaft, Flüchtlingsanerkennung or Flüchtlingsschutz, in the decision sent to you by the Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany, it will be written that die Flüchtlingseigenschaft wird zuerkannt. This type of protection is granted to the asylum seekers based on the Geneva Refugee Convention of 1951, which is a United Nations multilateral treaty that defines who a refugee is and sets out the rights of individuals who are granted refugee protection and the responsibilities of nations that grant a refugee protection. Because the refugee protection is granted to the asylum seekers based on this international treaty, this type of protection is also called an international protection. The refugee protection is more extensive than entitlement to asylum and also applies to persecution by non-state players. On the basis of the Geneva Refugee Convention, people are regarded as refugees who are outside their country of origin and nationality, or as stateless individuals are outside of their country of habitual residence and are unable, or because of a well-founded fear of being persecuted by state or non-state players, are unwilling to avail themselves of the protection of their country of origin for reasons of race, nationality, political opinion, religion, or membership of a particular social group. Here, a group may also be regarded as a specific social group on the basis of the giant characteristic of sexual orientation. After you receive this type of protection from the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany, you should refer to your respective foreigner's office, which in German is called Ausländerbehörde, and take this decision of the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees with you and apply for a residence permit based on Section 25, Subsection 2, Sentence 1, first alternative of the German Residence Act. This residence permit is usually valid for 3 years. At the same time, you can apply for the Blue Passport of Geneva Convention, which will also be valid for 3 years. After getting this type of a residence permit from the foreigner's office, you can work in any field you want to, without any limitations imposed on you. Concerning some other rights and duties of this type of a protection, I have already published some videos in this YouTube channel. For example, concerning the fact that with this type of a protection, you can get a German permanent residence permit or a German citizenship under easier conditions compared to some other types of protection and residence permits in Germany and so on. If you have received this type of a protection and you are not working, and before this you were getting money from social welfare office, which in German it's called Sozialamt, after getting this residence permit or a provisional certificate, which in German means vorläufige Bescheinigung, or a fiction certificate, which in German it's called Fiktionsbescheinigung, from your relevant foreigner's office, you should refer to your relevant job center with one of these documents and apply for money in this office. And after this, you will get your monthly contributions from your relevant job center. If you haven't attended the German integration course yet, the foreigner's office or the job center will give you the permission to attend it. And if you don't get it from one of these offices, you can apply for it at the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany and get this permission for integration course from this office. If you're living in a refugee camp, after being registered in your relevant job center, you can look for an apartment for yourself outside the camp. And before signing its contract, you should submit it to your job center, and if the rent of the apartment complies with the requirements of your relevant job center, and this office can pay for the rent of the apartment, this office will agree with you so that you can rent the apartment. Then you should also apply in your relevant job center for the money you will pay for the advanced money or caution of the apartment. Your job center will then give you this advanced money for the apartment as a loan and will take it back from your monthly job center contributions in small amounts. After the job center agrees with you about the rent of the apartment and sends you a confirmation about it, you can sign the apartment rental contract and rent it. You can also apply for basic equipment for your new apartment and for your relocation costs in your new apartment in your relevant job center. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you have any questions concerning the details presented in this video, please do not hesitate to post them below this video, and I will be more than happy to answer them for you.